Hi everyone, I am Kim, also go by Galaxy Girl Stitches here on the internet, and welcome to my first Flosstube. Well, my first Flosstube under this name. I did Flosstube years ago and was very new. I don't remember even when that was. Actually, when I first started getting into cross stitch, so it's been a while since I've done a Flosstube. I kind of miss doing it. I love watching people's Flosstube videos and see what they're stitching on or what retreats they've gone to. So I wanted to kind of bring that back a little bit for myself, another hobby to try. ADHD braid. Oh, I can do that. Let's do it, and we'll see how long it lasts. Don't know how often I'm gonna do videos out. I kind of do them when everyone's gone at my house, so I can do things in the quiet and peace and not be interrupted. Or who knows what is being picked up by my microphone. So we'll see how often I can get these. I'm gonna hopefully try once a month. So it's gonna be to sit down and chat, kind of share what I'm working on. I don't always buy things, so you might not always get haul videos. And then but if I do find something or I think something's cool, I'll share things. If I find some cool YouTube videos or people, I will also shout them out and share. So probably just to share a lot more. And I'm sorry, I'm kind of doing this with my hands. I don't know. I need a fidget. So yeah, so a little bit about me. I am from Phoenix, Arizona. Yes, it is still very hot here. It got cool and then it spiked back up to hottest record-breaking temperatures. Starting to cool off with some storms, but we also have some very intense wildfires going on in mostly northern Arizona. So, but I have a background in informal education, mostly science. I work for a nonprofit doing summer camps and outdoor programming. I'm going back to school to get my second bachelor's degree on marine science. Yes, there's a marine science program in Arizona. And I'm trying to think what else. I have a husband and a son. No pets right now. You can see it down right there. That is a little memorial piece. I had a betta fish for several years, but he unfortunately passed away several months ago. I don't remember when, but it was several months ago. I came back from a work trip for a weekend and knew I was gonna have to, he wasn't gonna make it. So, but that's the last pet we had. So yeah, I guess time will chat. I talk too much. I don't need to be yapping at you guys the entire time. So, I'm gonna share some of the stuff, whips that are sitting and ready to go if I want to pull them out. There's a couple I keep switching back and forth on. They were once Sal's. They're no longer Sal's because they both have been fully out for a year or more, depending on which one it is. So I'll share some of the stuff that I have. If I can, I will try to put the picture of what the picture of it's supposed to look like if I can. I think one of them, I don't think there's a picture for it, so I might not be able to. But if I tell you what it is, I can probably put a picture of what it's created after. It'll make sense. So the first one, it's really hard. This is the one you can't quite tell. I mean, if you can see what this is, might give it away, but this is Mickey the Fun Wheel at California Adventure in California. This was the retreat pattern for When You Wish Upon a Stitch retreat. It was last November. I'm going again this November. We'll talk about that in a second, but this was the retreat pattern. So it's the Mickey's Fun Wheel. But if I can't find a picture of what it looks like stitched, I will find a picture. I'm sure I took one when I was there of the what it's post-mail. So I've worked on this here and there. I don't think I started this a couple months ago, so not too far. It's just part of, I think it's like a little bit of his eye and ear of Mickey on this side, so not bad. But But I do absolutely love this needle minder. It was in our little goodie bag, so it is, can't tell, it is the Disneyland cast member looking needle minder with their names on it. That was really cool. I think, well, I loved everything I got in their retreat bag, but this is probably one of my favorite things. So I've been working on that. This is based on what I told you about what I stitch. I'm trying to find the pattern. This is kind of outside of what I'm into, but this was actually a little table gift that one of the ladies that was at my table at the Once You Wish Upon a Stitch retreat was giving to everyone. It came in this nice little zipper bag. It had the fabric, all the floss in a little book with floss away bags. I've never used floss away bags. And the pattern, so everything, so you could just go. So I had some of my crochet stuff at the camp I work at, and when I was home for the weekend, wanted to stitch, and the stuff I was working on was not here, so I started this one. And this one is by Robin Pickens. It's called Happy Fall Acorn. So here's what I got. There's not too much for it more. I just have to finish Happy Right Fall, and then there's a border. I'll show you the picture because it was a little printout. So this is what it's gonna look like when it's done. This is on linen, and I don't stitch on linen very often just because I think linen looks fine. On linen, I like to do the 2/2. So I've only had a few pieces I've ever done on linen. I don't think one I've ever finished. So, but it's a fun little stitch. Like, this didn't take me long, so I work on that occasionally if I want something small. I'm trying to do a thing where I have like a big piece and a small piece. So if I'm getting tired of the big piece, I can switch to something small. Especially when I have like an actual like stitchy bug and I just want to keep going and going and going. The next one, I started this and I should be done with it, but I did not. Let me move the needle minder so you can see. So I have to look and see what this is, but this is Hot to Go in skeletons. So I'm doing the skeletons. I will do pom-poms. So a little bit else about me. I am also a burlesque performer, and tomorrow night I have our next show. I don't do solos right now, but I do group numbers with my studio, and we are doing a dance to Hot to Go. So it's why I bought this. So I'm gonna do it. We're using white and blue pom-poms. I toying with the idea of doing that, but there's so much white from skeleton, so because this actually has pink pom-poms, so we'll see. I'm not sure about the pom-poms, but I'm working on it. So yeah, so this is the 2, and then I'll go. I gotta look at them to see where I started and what we did. So this has been, a little fun little stitch to do. If I can find a picture of it completed, I will. That's the thing about digital patterns, and sometimes from Etsy sellers, you don't always have like I had it with that Happy Fall one where you have a nice pretty picture of the finished item. Now we go on to my 2 sals that are no longer sals technically because they're fully out. And this one I've had since I've been working, actually both of these, since the sal started, or when they first like announced it. The sal you pre-ordered and then you got like your stuff and then started thing. This one is by my favorite designer, which you'll quickly find out when I show you this and then show you the only thing I bought only thing I've bought that I have my hands on. I bought a couple things, but it's a sal on a TV show I absolutely love. I've never finished every episode in every season. I haven't gotten around to it. So so I stitched it, and when I saw it, actually, it was like, I'm stitching that for one of my good friends, because it's kind of an inside joke a little bit, but she also loves the show. So I was going to stitch it for her for either her wedding anniversary or her birthday. I've been hoping to have it finished now for a couple years so I can gift it to her, because I just have not got very far. I just got done frogging. I'll show you what it is and tell you where it's from, and then show you where I had a frog last night that drove me nuts. But this is the Supernatural Sal by the Witchy Stitcher. So I've been working on this, like I said. I finished this guy a month or two ago, and then so I had to frog this part of, or this frame. I had all of the ghost frame done when I realized something was off, and it was right here. I miscounted, and I could just ignore it, but I was afraid the fact that it's a big frame that something would mess up on the other side if I didn't fix it. So I might still have mistakes somewhere, but I was able to fix this one, so I'm still needing to finish this frame. I had it all done, and then I was like, wait, something's not right. What is it? So this one has, I think, 12 of the different monsters, creatures from Supernatural. So like unicorn, we have the orc, there's a banshee, there's a chainling, there's a siren, I think werewolf, there's the demon and angels, the djinn. I can't remember. It's obviously not all of the monsters from the TV show since it's so many seasons, but I really like it. It is fun to do. I just sometimes, like these frames aren't hard and long to stitch up, but sometimes I think the monotonous of doing it. So, yeah, because there was one point I was like, oh, I'll just do all the frames and then color pieces, and then I was like, no, it's not happening. So we're still chugging away. If I could get this done by the end of the year, I would be happy, but because guess what? Her birthday was yesterday, and I can't remember when her wedding anniversary is at the top of my head, but so this isn't going to get done anytime. Obviously not this year for those celebrations, but I'm going to try next year. So again, I love it. It has been fun. She has a cryptid version of that. I have that, and I completed it. That one I also was really behind on, but I eventually got it through. And so I have one more cell or Sal piece to show you. I think this came out last year. I think somewhere around April of last year. No, yes, last year. And this is the Deadly Aquarium by Lala Crow. So there is a whole panel here that I have completed everything. I'm working on this piece. There's a huge mess up on this panel somewhere, somehow. I have no idea. So I had to get very creative because I think this seaweed or this kelp right here should be much longer. I don't know what happened. I don't know. To be fair, trying to count this long straight thing is not the best, but so and then there's another panel over here, so I'm checking away at this one. It's obviously not a full coverage, but it's pretty close because this is pretty much all filled in with stuff. There's just a little bit, like you see here, just a little bit of open area. I think this one is probably the same, I'm trying to remember, but it's really cute. She does have a bird one, and I wasn't sure about it, and then I bought it, that pattern, so why not another so I really like her work. She's really great. So those are what I'm working on. I think that's everything. There could be a piece somewhere that I haven't touched in a long time and it's just tucked away. So what I purchased that, I'll tell you everything I purchased. Only one thing's here. The others are digital. I bought a couple patterns. So I bought Lola's Crow's Extraordinary Bird Sow. It's cute. It's really great. I like it. I just wasn't sure about it because I was already so behind on the aquarium. I'm like, do I need to do another one of her cells? And I figured I'd eventually buy it, and then I was like, why not? And then Witchy Stitcher had a retreat, or their Cross Stitch Society did a Witchy Stitcher retreat either a month or two ago. I cannot remember now. And they had a really cute summer ween pattern that was exclusive to the retreat and is now on her shop and on her Etsy. And I was like, oh, I figured I'd had to wait longer for it to be released. So I ordered that one because it's cute. Summer ween, I know not everyone's really likes all the Halloween stuff in summer, but it's like pineapples and watermelon, jack-o'-lantern looking. I love it. I like tiki and I like Halloween. So you combine things that like that you got me. I also, I have an idea for, well, not table gifts for an upcoming retreat, but for people that I know at that retreat. So I bought a pattern of something I'm going to sew. I do a little bit of sewing, not much. Usually if I do any sewing, it's usually fixing something of someone's clothing, or it's making some kind of alterations on my burlesque costumes. So I don't sew often, but I have made some things. I did order the Lowry's table clamp. I have the floor stand that I absolutely love. I use it probably more when I have like the Supernatural Sow or the Daily Aquarium, because they're a little bit bigger pieces in a bigger frame, and trying to hold that is a little hard. So having the Lowry frame to hold it is great. So I bought the table one, figuring I would try that for my next retreat. Hopefully be able to hold my hoop and kind of clear off some of the space on the table a little bit. And oh, the other thing I ordered that will be here next week, so I'm glad for that. I did buy some pony needles. They were all the black ones. I have the white, the ones that are like black with the white coat, the white rubber like coating on them. They were out of the black ones, so I just got the normal white ones. I've been using those for a little bit. I think it was given to me at one of the retreats. I don't remember which one, and I like them. I really like them. So I have so many random needles that were, I don't even know if they're actually supposed to be for crotch stitch, and I have this little needle case thing, and I was like, I don't even know what brand or size this one is. So I've really liked the pony ones. So I don't remember who gave them to me, but happened to watch and you're like, that was me, thank you. And the last thing I ordered, because I pre-ordered this and I actually got it on the day of release. I'm telling you right now, don't worry about spoilers for this. I am only going to show the front and back cover. I am not going to flip through the book. I'm not going to do any of that. I do want to do a review of the book at some point. I don't know if I want to do it before I stitch anything, because I can kind of look at it and already tell, like, it's amazing. But I do know people that already had people spoil some patterns in the book, because they either did a flip through or they already finished a piece in the book and posted on social media. I didn't see that, luckily, but I knew a few other people that were like, I just wanted to see what people were doing on their Instagram, and I got spoiled, so I felt so bad. I had a couple people say it. And a few people were like, I just don't want to be spoiled right now. I may not be able to purchase the book for a long time, but I kind of want to not be spoiled as long as I can. I agree. If I was in their boat and wasn't able to pre-order, I'd also be annoyed. But it is the Witchy Stitcher had a book. She had a book. She wrote a book of cross stitch. So this is her Witchy Stitching. Meg Black is her name. Meg's the amazing human being. I actually love her work. I think majority of my cross stitch patterns and pieces are from her. There's a bunch of us that you're like, oh, and this also by Witchy Stitcher. So here's the back. So it has a few, so you see a few patterns, but I'm not going to do too much. But this is great. There's 25 patterns in here. I didn't realize she was going to have such an in-depth section on choosing fabric, choosing what kind of needles based on type of fabric and size of the count, all the supplies you would need, how to start, a loop starter, how you start, the different methods of crochet. Do you do the full stitch, or do you do the one leg all the way across and then go back? It's really in depth, and a bunch of us were like, there's stuff in here I didn't even know, and I've been stitching for years. So it was really in depth, and so we were all, I'm part of her Patreon, which means I'm also in their Discord, and we've just been gushing over it. So I absolutely love it. There is so many patterns. What I normally do if I have a cookbook, I will sit there and tab what I would want to make. Actually, they're all sitting right there. Have I cooked out any? Absolutely not. They're all romantasy, Akitar video games. There's a Final Fantasy and WoW. There's one for Critical Role. I have a bunch of those kind of cookbooks. I think I'm So, but yeah, so I don't want to tab because I think I would literally just probably tab almost all of them. So there is great, her stuff is, I love her stuff. She has cute little, descriptions with each one. Her patterns are easy to read and simple. And these are big enough for me. I don't want to spoil anything. I think there's anything I can show that's not spoiling, and I also can't show you the pattern, but they're big enough that I feel okay. There is ebook versions. I might get the PDF version of the book just so I can kind of blow up and check in. I believe because of the PDF and what they had to do to make sure that people could not steal her book and try to make money off of it. I think you can't put it in Pattern Keeper from what we know, but apparently Markup. Markup is like the Apple app version of Pattern Keeper. It's not as, my opinion, it's not as great as Pattern Keeper, but it could be just, I still struggle with Markup to get it right, so I don't know. When I zoom into them, my symbols get all blurry, whereas Pattern Keeper doesn't do that. It's easier to pick a color and find all of them. Markup, sometimes I will see it's not even highlighting the color that it should be with everything else. So, so that is an option. I am going to eventually do that. I don't know if I'm going to do that now or I'm going to wait, but, you know, it's an amazing book. Meg, if you happen to see this, so proud of you. This is amazing. I am like, there is one in here, so I will give you the name of the pattern that I kind of want to do depending on, what is this? They're not very big, but we could change it. It's vintage Halloween dolls, and I'm looking at these going, can I stitch these individually and then just repeat the thing on the back so it's almost like an actual like little doll? And I was like, maybe we'll see if I can do it, but it's really adorable. Her color palette is amazing. Our joke is always like, you need so much 310. For those of you who don't know, 310 is DMC Further Black. You need so much of it for her patterns that you might as well, we call it the Kona Dune. I don't have one, but it's a giant cone of DMC 310. Because you use so much of it. I can't even tell you how many skeins of it that I have gone through. I right now am using, I don't know if this is the Pearl carton, but this is DMC 310, and this little spiel, it was, I don't remember how thick it was when I initially started with it. This has been used a lot for that supernatural piece, and I think also a little bit of Deadly Aquarium. So I have this little tiny one. There is mini combs, so we call them the Kona Doom. It's our own cryptid, but absolutely amazing. I have enough stuff, as you see, that I need to work on. I don't need to go through her and kit anything up. Will I probably do that? Absolutely, probably will. There's probably a few that I wouldn't mind doing, but they're not on the top of my list, and there's other ones I'm like, do I want to stitch up before Halloween? Because it's really, really good. I can't say enough things. The only thing, it's not even a big deal. I think just for me, because it's a book and I just have to do the flattening of it, is some of the patterns, I'd have to probably lay it a little bit flat so I can see what in the part of the book that's kind of curling a little bit. I can show you that without showing a pattern. Yeah. Hold on. Here. So yeah, so like right here, I just haven't laid it flat. I literally just kind of did like, ooh, kind of went through like that and didn't fully open it because I kind of try not to have my books all broken. Like, you know, like they say, like the spine in a book will be all like wonky, where it'll just sit like this. Like, I can't do it right, but you know, it just sits kind of weird, and I'll do this kind of stuff. I try not to do that with my books, but that, I totally forgot it was coming out on Tuesday. So nothing like seeing the Discord, everyone freaking out, like, I got my book. And I was like, oh, hey, mine just got delivered. I've had a really long day at work. Cool, I can go home and go through that. So yeah, that's kind of what's been going on. I'm going to talk a little bit about the retreat. I have only been to 2 in-person retreats and 1 virtual retreat. They've all been done by the Cross-Stitch Society. Actually, I now can't say I've been to all of the retreats because the Witchy Stitcher one up in Detroit this summer I could not go to because of work. So I haven't been to all of them anymore. I had, but I love the retreats. Shan, who runs and organizes them, she is amazing and the sweetest woman. I love her retreats. She makes them feel very safe and inclusive. For me, I'm 41, but I've been to spaces that where I'm still the youngest one in the room, and a lot of times I've made it feel like I don't belong. And so I struggle with some of the things where I'm like, oh, that's great. And I'm like, not that I have no problem with people of various ages, but I've been to those spaces where I do not feel welcomed. But Shan is actually, I think, younger than me. Her and her wife are amazing. I love chatting with them. And there are other people that I know that go to the retreats that are around my age, but also everyone that I have dealt with at her retreats have always been very welcoming, kind, and nice. And I feel very safe and whatnot. So I think if I go to true retreats that are not hers, I would have to have people that I trust would vouch and say, nope, you'll be fine at this one. Because I already feel like I'm always like a weirdo and an outsider and all that stuff. And so I don't go into spaces if I don't feel like I'm safe. I may not be very talkative. I know it's hard to tell here. But I'm usually, especially in the new spaces and around people, I'm not very talkative. I kind of keep to myself. Once I feel comfortable, I'll start talking. So if I'm already a little anxious, a little, I think I have a little bit of social anxiety. Sometimes it feels like I have a really, really, really harsh social anxiety, but sometimes I at least have a little bit. So it takes me a while, but not at all. I always love the retreats. They're always a lot of fun. The 2 in person I've been to, and then they did a virtual one. I think like the end of December, early January. That was Disney theme, which was a lot of fun. So we had some trivia and games on the virtual one, as well as watched some Disney movies, and it was really fun. Some of them were Disney movies I haven't seen in years. It's kind of fun to like stitch and in the chat with everyone while we're watching, Disney movies. It was a blast. The only piece I worked on, and I think almost finished, I didn't finish it during the retreat, but almost did, was the Witchy Stitcher one. I see Witchy Stitcher on anything, I'm like, goink, that is mine. I love it. I don't love everything she does. Not everything is for me, but majority of her stuff is my cup of tea. So I absolutely love these retreats. They're fun. Everyone's great. So, and I know a few other people that are like me, kind of a little bit different than most people who do cross stitch. Not so, just always know that sometimes in spaces we already don't feel like we're welcomed, or we're kind of people don't really want to deal with us. So trying to step into a place that we love and feel supportive and don't have to worry about is so great. Because me doing something like going to a retreat where you don't know anyone, a little bit scary. So last April was the very first Witchy Stitcher retreat put on by Cross Stitch Society. It was in Anaheim at the Hilton, right across the street from Disney. So my sister and I did a thing where Thursday I went and checked in, found my table, stitched. Friday we go to California Adventure. Saturday is the last day of the retreat, so I spent all day Saturday there, except for like little breaks for lunch and meat food and whatnot. Fridays I've had sometimes we're like, we'll go to DCA for a little bit, and then when we're done, I'll go back to the room and stitch and whatnot. I don't think I did that last year because we spent the entire day at DCA. I don't know how or why. We just did. And so then Saturday I spent all day in the room stitching, and then Sunday we go to Disneyland for most of the day and ended up probably leaving, I think usually by 3 or 4 we're done, and then drive back home to Arizona. The first one was Witchy Stitcher, and a bunch of us, obviously, it was the first time it was like Witchy Stitcher theme, and a whole bunch of us who've been on Discord and chatting all this time. We're so excited to see who was there in person, so it was really great. The main moderator for Discord was there. Me and her are buddies, and it was so fun to get to see her in person and chat with her. And there were several other people that at our table, as well as some of the other tables, who were also very active in the Discord. So it was really so nice to meet faces. And we already said like before, we're not you can't sit at our table. Everyone's welcome at their table. So I was like, cool. I already know at least wherever I end up sitting, hopefully it's someone from the Discord, and it ended up being a majority of them ended up at my table, which is funny because they end up being a little late. Some of them were late, and ours was also the first table in when you walked in the door. It was a tiny room on like the lowest level at the Hilton hotel. So, but it was great. There's different things of little games like, oh, whoever's the first person to hold up, a needle minder or whatever gets a prize. We also did bingo, which I won bingo. I was so surprised, and I picked the best prize. Actually have it right here. And it was something I've been eyeballing forever. She had a couple things in this little bag that you grabbed in, and so I was reaching, I found something. I felt something that felt like fabric. And I was like, ooh, I have a weird feeling I know what this is. I'm gonna go with this one. Because luckily one of the other things was Horrified, the board game. I already have that game, so I would have been bummed if I pulled out something it's already have. But it's a stitch bag, or stitch and go bag, or whatever you want to call them. I know a lot of people make them. This one is just my favorite. It is by the Golden Familiar. Also Renee. I absolutely love her bags. But the Witchy Stitcher Retreat, the first one was themed Universal Monsters. So there was we're just gonna do a retreat review. Why not? I don't have anything. Not everything, but I think I took the stuff from Flosstube retreats. So we got this project bag. If you can't tell, it's supposed to be Universal Monsters. Oh, it is, okay. It just, a multiple of mine, it's the Frankenstein and Mary are very prominent. So Mary's a little girl in the original Frankenstein. So, in case I have floss left over from actually the virtual retreat cross stitch and society did. So this is the colors. This is the colors for the Witchy Stitchers pattern that I spent the entire time stitching. So we all got a project bag with a bunch of goodies in it. And then I got the matching stitch and go. Okay, so here it is. It's a little button, has a little piece of paint. And then inside, so it has this thing. I have all of the floss. This is all for the aquarium. There's another little pocket that I have some. Oh, I think it's actually the fabric information that I'm using for Daily Aquarium. That is hilarious because everyone kept asking me what fabric was I using on that at the first Once You Wish Upon a Star retreat, and I didn't know. I couldn't remember. And then so this side has a little pocket, so I have a little card. I have my scissors. I have a counting pin, which I don't use very often, and then it has this little felt piece, so I have a couple needles. I'm really bad about using the little needle mats and whatnot to like load up needles with floss. I just don't know why. I have a hard time. It has little pockets, but absolutely loved it. I was so excited when I was like, I felt like, this is what I think it is. And I was like, it is. And I was just like, do you know what this is? Like, I have to do know what this is. I've been eyeballing her stuff forever. And I was so happy that I got it. And I just ordered, and I haven't used them yet, but, or have I? No. I got some more project bags from her site. I think she made an announcement today. I don't remember what she said. So Renee actually, right now is not doing her custom orders, which is fine. So I got a couple of of project bags made. So this one has this cute bat fabric. I've seen this fabric on Spoonflower, little cute bats. And then on the inside, I have these moons, and has a nice zipper. So I have that one, and then I'm a cryptid girly, has this cute little like fun cryptid, and teal is one of my favorite colors. Can't tell, I have a lot of teal things. And so cryptids, and then I have this, I couldn't figure out, so I have this really nice like marbly jade fabric on the inside. So absolutely love Renee's bags. I will leave the link for her shop, in her shop at least, if not maybe some other stuff. Which like I said, her shop is amazing. So what else about that retreat before we do, I mentioned other things. And then we took like a big group photo, and then we took a photo of just all of us that are Patreons. Oh, and Witchy, I don't remember what she gifted us, but all of us that were going to the retreat that were Patreons, she had little goodies for us. I know we got some stickers, a bunch of stickers for different stuff, like the Hug Your Brain stickers. I think there's, of course, some 310 stickers. We got fabric. I think it was Witch's Gardens fabric. I don't remember. I think it's the Salem. I can't remember now. It's somewhere in my fabric stash. But we got some of that stuff. So it was so nice. We were like, what? Because she asked, but we're like, yeah. Did not know she was going to have even more goodies for us. So that was really sweet, because Big is amazing and sweet. And so I already made a bunch of really great friends in Witch's Discord, but now I got to meet a bunch of them in person, and they're even now some of my best friends. We're always very supportive and chatting with each other in the Discord. It's been the one Patreon I have never counseled, because I love that community so much. And then, there was a bit, and I think she does with the other one, Meg, actually via Zoom, she was hoping to come, but she wasn't able to, and she did a live, like, demonstration, like, how she designs her patterns and whatnot, and then eventually we got, the pattern she was designing, at the retreat, so it was really good. We could chat with her a little bit, so that was fun. So that was the majority of that one. And then last November, they were doing their second retreat in Anaheim, and it was the When She Wish Upon a Stitch, in the same hotel. We were in an upstairs, though, like, conference room. It had so much more space. The lighting was so much better. I was like, oh my gosh, can you just get this space or one of these rooms up here instead of in the basement? The lighting, even though we were still in an interior, like, we didn't have windows in the room, the lighting was so much better. Like, it just felt like dark and gloomy in the other one, which was fitting for Witchy Stitcher, but still, it just was really weird. I felt like I had a hard time just focusing on my stuff, even if I had a light. But upper room, so we went up, we got a project bag from Black Cat Stitchery. So mine is the Princesses. This is my favorite princess. So yeah, and this, actually this is all kitted up for that Mickey's Fun Wheel thing, and then it has a little needle mat. I do actually, oh, there's the rest of my pony needles. They're sitting here already threaded. I haven't touched this one in months, so that's hilarious. But yeah, so I see. So it looks like a sticker. I didn't take much out of this bag. There's still stickers. So this was the shirt design. Very cute. So this was the shirt design. It was a thicker shirt this time around, and it was like it's a blue. I almost want to say a sage blue. That's not right. It's earthy blue. No, I don't know. It was a blue color. More blue than what I'm wearing, if that helps. I don't know what color this is going to really look like. But yeah, and then I happen to know one of the girls from Witch's Discord. She was also at Treat, so I was luckily able to find her and get a spot next to her. She's going to come again with this one upcoming this November, so it's going to be Table Beats again. ladies at my table were very lovely. I can't remember most of their names, unfortunately. I remember mostly their faces-ish, with the exception of one who runs her own fabric and floss store, and I think I saw her at the other retreat. But we had another great time. Me and the girls sat and chatted. It's nice chatting person to person versus, you know, back and forth on Discord. Get to know everyone at our tables, do our table gifts. I don't think I have anyone. I made scissor fobs out of beads and had like a little Mickey head charm on them. I used the wrong freaking class for them. I thought they were a little bit bigger, and when I got them, they were not. So they only really fit on the very skinny embroidery scissors, not the thicker ones. So I was like, zipper pull, whatever you want to use it for. So I don't think I did table gifts last. No, I made bracelets. That's what I did for the other witchy one. But I did something else this year. I have some ideas for this year's table gifts, as well as what I want to give to the few people that I know, and I want to give them a little something more. Have some ideas. I gotta do those because I know I need to start doing them now or soon, because all of a sudden it's going to be the beginning of November and it's the retreat. So, but yeah, that one was fun. We also, with now, because these ones are Disney themed, Sunday is the day that everyone, if they're available, goes to the park. So last year, and I'll try to put some photos in here of that I got. So we got a picture in front of the castle. It was really fun. We met to go take a picture of the castle, and then they like, I think the Dapper Dance or something was going on in front of the castle. So we're like, okay, we are going to just sit here and wait a little bit. Or no, it was, I think, marching band. Something happened, and I don't even think anyone knew it was happening. So we're like, okay. But yeah, so I'll try to input some photos here from the retreats. And then, like I said, the end of last year, beginning of this year, it's somewhere around December, January, there was a virtual one that was Disney themed, and that was so much fun. So I do like retreats. They are fun. Again, I just always feel like I'm the awkward outsider. So it's always nice to find your people in your community, and you hope that you constantly just keep finding those people versus feeling like you don't belong. Because no one wants to feel that way. Yeah, I would say the first retreat I did of theirs, which there was some people that were not very kind and were kind of like, they were making fun of a lot of us for being a little bit alternative or goth or liking the spooky stuff. And I was like, this is a Witchy Stitcher themed retreat. I mean, that, and there were some other things they were like not very nice and accepting of, but they left and whatnot. So but yeah, I'm rambling. This is what I thought would happen. So, but that's pretty much everything I've been working on. Stuff I got. Once that Lowry table stand comes in, I will show it off. I don't know if I can do really good videos with it or not, but I'll at least show it. And maybe put some photos of what it looks like. I wish with those one, oh no, never mind, it's fine. I wish with those ones they were colored. No, because the part it's fine. The piece I have currently, the side arm is colored, it's fine. But yeah, so hopefully I'll do something next month. We'll see, depends on how crazy busy life gets. I'm not good at vlogging. I will definitely take photos and share what the retreat is like in November when we get to that point. I know there's some other retreats that are coming up next year that people are like, are you going to go to that one? And I was like, depends on work, because summers are kind of hard for me to do anything with my current job. I would love to be able to do stuff in the summertime, but that's when I'm the busiest. Yeah, so hopefully you enjoy this. I'm gonna try to do my best with these. Again, editing's not my strong suit, so I don't know if I'll quite edit much on these unless there's something really bad. I might cut a little bit. I'm gonna try to like incorporate photos if I can. I'm gonna try my best to make these look a little bit polished, so you're not just watching someone who's just talking at their iPad and occasionally holding up a book or cross stitch. So I'm gonna try. Try. I am not a professional at this stuff, but I'm gonna try. But yeah, I hope everyone has a great month, week, day, whatever. I hope it's great, and I hope, you know, you can find the little things that bring you joy. Because I definitely know that sometimes you just gotta find that one thing that you can focus on that makes you happy versus dealing with everything else that maybe not so great. So thanks guys, and I will see you next time. Bye.